everybody, I'm Ryan and welcome to the first ever FPL Weekly show. It's less than 24 hours to Game Week 1 deadline, and in this video, I'm going to share with you my Game Week 1 final team selection. So let's get started. Alright, so my goalkeeping pick is Ederson at 5.5 million. The only other goalkeeper I was considering was Aaron Ramsdale, but considering you're only saving 0.5 million, and I'm not too sure how the Arsenal defense will perform, because we all know that the Arsenal defense isn't the most reliable. So I'd rather pay 0.5 million more and get Ederson with the stronger Man City defense. And well, if Ramsdale was at 4.5, it'll probably be a stronger contender, but at 0.5, I don't think it's worth saving that much anyway. Besides, the thing with Ederson is that he's not going to face much shots against him because of the way how Man City play. So it makes a pretty good chance to rack up those clean sheets, especially in those openings fixtures are in Ederson's favour. And for my backup goalkeeper, we're going for Danny Ward. Well, at 4 million, I think it's pretty much a no-brainer that he is probably going to be Leicester's first choice goalkeeper, and at £4 million is an absolute bargain. Alright, for the defenders, my first pick is definitely Alexander-Arnold. I think at 7.5 he is a real steal, even though he is the most expensive defender. Imagine if you're paying 8 million for Saka or Mount, and Trent Alexander-Arnold still got a higher goal point tally than both of them. So I think at 7.5 he provides a significant goal threat, provides assists, he takes the corners, and with Liverpool you're almost guaranteed clean sheets. So at 7.5, Trent Alexander-Arnold, no-brainer. My next pick is definitely a Man City defender. I think with the strength in Man City's defense, it is definitely ideal to pick someone from the defense, and I've gone with João Cancelo. I think he is a terrific fullback, and with Man City not having enough cover at the left back, it is pretty certain that he will start the next few weeks playing there until they probably sign someone of a backup. And plus, his total shots of 81 last season was actually more than any other teammate, so that was quite a surprising stat that I came across. So with Cancelo, I think he provides an attacking threat as well as you get the benefit of a clean sheet with the Man City defense. So like Trent Alexander-Arnold, I think the two of them is a definite must to have. Alright, so for my next defender pick, I've actually gone for Andrew Robertson. With the way how Liverpool plays with both fullbacks high up the pitch, providing crosses, and Robertson on corner kick duties, I'm quite surprised that he's under-owned at 11% by FPL managers. I think a lot more players should have picked him over Diaz, considering that Robertson provides a clean sheet bonus as well, and Diaz is £8 million and Robertson is only 7. You get to save 1 million and spend it elsewhere. So Robertson, no-brainer for me, and that's why I've gone with him. My next pick is Zinchenko. I've actually gone for James in my previous draft, but ultimately I've decided to go for Zinchenko, considering that he plays almost as a wing back and will probably play left centre mid. So he does provide an attacking threat, and at 5 million, I think he's quite a bargain, considering he may provide assists as well. And with James, right now, well, he might provide an attacking threat, but you just never know how Chelsea is still reintegrating the whole defense. And Chelsea in preseason, let's face it, they weren't looking like the solid Chelsea defense that started last season. So as of now, I've chosen Zinchenko, we'll see how the season goes and see how the first few games Reece James does, and maybe I'll change, but for now, Zinchenko it is. So my final player is going to be Nico Williams of Nottingham Forest. I think he's just basically going to sit on my bench. I don't think Nottingham Forest can do much clean sheets, but we'll see. But as an attacking threat, well, he still does quite well, so we'll see. But ultimately, at £4 million, that's what you get. Alright, so for the midfielders, my first pick is obviously going to be Mo Salah. I think he is the best player in FPL and is a definitely must own. The price of not owning Salah, I think, is too much of a risk. You could easily fall behind right in first game week 1 if Salah produces something magical. And somehow with Salah, he has the thing for the opening weekend too, and he has never failed to score on the opening day. So I think with Salah, it's a no-brainer. My next pick is actually going to be Neto. With Raul Jimenez out for quite a while, he will probably be the main striker for Wolves. And with Wolves facing an easy run of fixtures in the next 6 weeks, with probably only Spurs and Newcastle as the tough one, I think he's going to get a couple of goals for them, but we'll see. But with Neto at 5.5, I think he's a bargain, so that's why I've gone for him. My next pick is probably going to be a surprise, but actually I've gone for Rashford. He is listed as a midfielder in fantasy, but I think he might be starting as a striker for Man United against Brighton, considering that Martial is out now. And will Ten Hag play Rashford or Ronaldo? I'm not sure, but it's highly likely with the situation going on with Ronaldo. I think Rashford's going to start up front, and at 6.5 million is worth a gamble for the opening 2 weeks. Man United at home on the opening day of the season. I'm sure Erik Ten Hag will want to get off to a good start and set the tone for the season, and I'm sure Rashford has a point to prove after what a miserable season he had last year, and with the World Cup coming up this year, I think it's an added incentive for him. So I think Rashford could bang in a couple of goals against Brighton. I think Brighton, not really the same team as last year, but we'll see. And that's for Rashford. My next pick is going to be Leon Bailey. I think he is the informed player in pre-season, and with Villa facing newly promoted Bournemouth, Everton and Crystal Palace, I think there's a chance he can do well. There's obviously rotation risk, but at 5 million, I think he's a bargain, the perfect budget enabler. And listening and reading what Steven Gerrard has to say about him, I think he'll probably be a likely starter this weekend. And finally, I'm going to round up the midfield with Andreas Pereira. I think basically he's just another budget enabler. Probably going to sit on my bench, not going to play much. I've seen it over the years. He does well occasionally, has a good free kick in him, but physically I'm not sure whether he can handle the Premier League. But as a budget option, I mean, I don't think there's a better price point than Pereira at 4.5 million. So alright, so for the strikers, I've gone for Kane over Haaland. I've been going back and forth over these two strikers for quite a while, and I've decided that ultimately Premier League experience is the one that made me go for Kane over Haaland. Haaland did well in the Community Shield, let's be fair to him. He got into good positions, he got chances to score, he missed a couple of them, but I think he will take his chances in the coming weeks. But for right now, I think Kane is still the safer option. I don't think you'll miss much in Game Week 1, especially since Man City is facing West Ham, and I don't think Haaland will have an easy time with West Ham's defense rather than Kane with Southampton's defense, so that's the main reason why I've gone for Kane instead. And for my second pick, I've gone for Gabriel Jesus. Well, I don't think there's much surprise to it. He's currently the most owned player, and on the back of this preseason where he's been red hot, I think he will be the one to watch this season and could even be a surprise. But then again, with Arsenal and their inconsistencies, you never be too sure what is going to happen later on. But for right now, with his red hot streak, I think he is a must. And finally, to round up the striker spot, I've just gone for Archer of Aston Villa. Not much, just a cheap option, and considering there's 5 subs this season, I think he got a chance to come on, especially after he's done not too bad in preseason. He's got a couple of goals, good positions, and Gerrard recognizes that, and I'm sure he'll get some chances. But ultimately, he's still just a budget option that I think is worth having. Alright, so that brings up the final spending to £98.5 million and about £1.5 million in the bank. I haven't decided what to do for next week yet, but with that 1.5 million, depending on how Rashford plays, I might swap him for a Saka or use my transfer to switch from Kane to Haaland, considering that Kane is going to face Chelsea next and Haaland is going to face Bournemouth. I think it really depends, but for right now, those are my two main thoughts on how to use that 1.5 million rather than initially thinking on spending it on James instead of Zinchenko. But we'll see. But as of now, those are my final thoughts. And for the alright, so if you enjoyed my first video, please do give me a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll do my best to keep improving since this is only game week 1, and hopefully as the season progresses, our team gains value at the same time the channel gains more subscribers as well. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.